Good morning again. Happy Sunday. Today is August the 25th at 9 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I don't know. God gave me a gift to look to gal when men do gal speaking, mislead you to think something is one thing when it's another. And at this DNC, Democratic National Convention, that was held here across the street, the party they had, somebody yelled profanity through my window calling me the stupid B word. And then a strong spirit had entered something to the tune of President Biden saying, well, he paid NATO $20 trillion for my household, illegal money. All of it belonged to me. And if you're going to pay them out for breaching universal peace treaties that I preach, you were supposed to pay them from the American account for standing together in unity and strength, saying that I have commerce, thoughts that project outward, and they want to see my privacy for the safety of their children. No, nobody has ever said anything about commerce in my life until I started interacting with you government folks in the days of the Clintons and the Bushes. So to make a long story short, you got it backwards. You are the one who dealt with that spirit stuff and flooded my life with it, and you do nothing outside the courts. And another thing, I don't want anybody speaking to me spiritually and sending your spirit over here, like I've asked repeatedly. Do everything in writing. Because if you leave that office, pay these people my trillions, and think you're going to give me $1 billion or less, and this is my suffering, my body, my household, you government folks pimped. So my privacy without my consent. If you think you're going to pay your city debts and stuff your kids' pockets with money and gloat with my suffering, and disrespecting my family name because you outnumber us with corrupt officers and weapons and stuff, you're wrongfully mistaken. So after this DNC convention, somebody hacked my other account and wiped it out, and as if they saying ain't nobody's listening to you. People have already been paid. Everybody's been paid already except for you, and we just wrote you off. Pretty much, it was the spirit that message that was sent to me. Well, God visited me this morning, and if God be for me and is before me, and He is, so yet for me, He's more than world against me. So you could ignore me. You could call yourself passing my money out for your own lust or gloating reasons and leaving me out or giving me less. No, don't work that way, because He's more than the world against me. And if everybody ignore me, as long as He still listens to me, we're gonna get this battle sorted out right. I'm calling the shots, quote, shots over my life. Not you, not the Supreme Court, not anybody who think they had the right to give a people my privacy, open up the doors of my life without my consent to see if you see any ghosts over here. Well, spirits, everybody on the face of this earth, everything God created are spirits. Some with bodies, some without bodies. So you need to get your ghostly lies straight. And you're not going to start government pimping with my house. Now I'm aware, the country China told me that for the past 20 years, you made a 90 million off my household. Now I can ask for the whole 90 million, but I don't want anything less than 200 trillion. So whatever the feds have in Cash App, I want to respect me, my name, my household. You're not going to walk over me. You're not going to scheme off the top. You're not going to take from me, and mock me because I'm by myself, And there's no justice folk to stop this and get these scammers out of my house. Like I said, I don't mind sharing, but don't put anybody, your bills, your military, before you give me what I asked for, 200 trillion, So NATO didn't solve no problem. I still have cameras in my house, You didn't get the American people. You did not terminate them out of my privacy. You did not restore my ability to fly, my passports and whatever. I never flew before, but anytime you're on the federal watch list, you just strip people of all rights. I don't have no criminal background. And you federal government folks, you Clintons, former Bushes, and I don't know where you careless and negligent president's coming from, but that's why it's hard to vote. Nobody wants to vote for your foolishness, your violence. Nobody wants to vote for the death of them. So I want you to pay me my 200 trillion that I asked for, and there's no such thing as, well, you're going to get the million here, you're not going to get that. I'm going to get, if I want all of it, I will get all of it. So don't hinder my life anymore. Don't prevent my goals, my dreams, what I want done with my suffering. I don't owe people anything. And you need to get better control of these people for that federal office, for those 6 figures that you're making. Anytime they get together and encourage you to break the law, take away somebody's privacy, see if they see some karmas. No, you take it out of their pocket, not my pocket. You don't mock my household. You don't mock my name. You don't walk over me. You don't repeatedly hack my accounts and cut it off as if I'm cutting off people. That's some kind of strategy, image diminishing. If people can't listen to the full story to hear what happened, because I see spiritually who's behind it. And if they can't see and hear the full story, that makes me look unstable. That makes me look mentally challenged. That makes me look, not worth listening to. Well, she don't want us. That causes them to feel rejected. And I see spiritually, President Biden, you have a very unruly spirit about you. You did that mess on purpose. Opposite of spirits don't attract. Good and doggone well, I'm not going to give NATO no 20 trillion of my money while I'm sitting up here being rejected of what I qualify for, what belonged to me. It don't work that way. I want you to stop NATO from spending my money until my 200 trillion plus whatever Fed's got in Cash App is in my pocket, safely in my pocket. If they got paid to secure me, then you get over here, you start securing me. You get my money in my pocket. Because I'm not going to be mocked by you anymore. With all the smoke clear, I still own your spirit. And I will put you to the left. And whoever that want to mock me and your federal positions and authorities, your office came from our section. We don't need that type of misconduct. You ain't the highest authority in the land. Stop NATO from spending my money until you get these cameras out of my house. Until you have successfully terminated these American people and anybody else who's looking up on my household. Get them out of my house. You people lost your freaking mind. I want to say more than that. To think that you had a right to come in an adult house. Well, if you think I'm mentally challenged, you had done this thing, then you owe me 2 $90 because I would not be responsible for any action. And speaking of action, I didn't do any of that. So I don't know where you get your freak show mind frame from as presidents and government folk that you could park yourself in anybody's life and do what you want and freak out, get off on somebody's privacy, get my 200 trillion over here, or I'll ask for the whole 90 million. You can laugh, the people can mock, but God is mighty in battle. And I told you what he got waiting on you. He said, fast, pray, project your spirit into the kingdom, and I will burn them up. He got some global plans waiting on you. So I'm going to get the last laugh, but ain't nobody going to cut me off. Ain't nobody going to shut me up. Ain't nobody going to walk over me. Ain't nobody going to give my privacy to a carnal people, an unruly people, an unpredictable people, a cesspool, good and bad everywhere. You ain't going to open up my household without my permission, diminish my image. Every time I speak about it, you cut me off. Well, I'm going to keep speaking. Because you can't win. I don't care how many you are in number. I'd take the Lord's route and let him burn you alive, like he told you he would, in your face, before I let you shut me up. And that's just the bottom line. I don't want NATO spending anything. And you still got cameras in my house. Future of my life and my respect as a human being has not been restored. All right? I don't care if the people could laugh, write me off, hate me. I don't care. As long as I freshly heard from the Lord this morning. We got you. But you don't scare me. I don't want NATO spending anything. And these people still fighting to have control of my house. They tell every lie under the sun. Well, we did it because she had commerce. Well, we want to stay in the house because she made bread in 10 minutes. Well, we like the way she pooped. I hear all that mess. Oh, you just flat out disgusting. You ain't even got the right to be wearing the title human. You're some kind of carnal cesspool. Dangerous carnal cesspool. Wearing a human image. Even your very favor can turn threatening. And I have the right to remain anonymous. Return my privacy back to me. Terminate these people out of my life, out of my household. And give me my $200 trillion before I jack the price up. Because you don't scare me. And your silence, it ain't gonna prevent me. It will prevent you. It will terminate your tomorrow. But your federal authority, you ain't gonna terminate me and not get yourself terminated. And that's just the bottom line. All right? Yeah, I can see your court-markery. Well, what's he gonna cook for dinner tonight? What kind of vegetables you having? What you doing looking up on my household for court people? Justice people, Lynch, Supreme Court, and appellate courts. It's funny. Yeah, well, I see you got a blood moon. I see you got a shrinking sun, shrinking solar system. I see your earth shrinking. And every time it shrink, the mess you built is gonna cave in. I see my God is mighty in battle. We're gonna finish this joker situation you got down here. But you ain't gonna shut me up. You're gonna pay me all, whether it be an eternal payment, a financial payment that I asked for, or both, but you're gonna pay. You can click me off YouTube. YouTube didn't start this battle. God did. Because of your unruly behavior against those poor-blooded people in the Middle East. Just because NATO could dominate those poor-blooded countries, ain't nobody hit that trace but Bush. He did it against God, he did it against me. You know, who gave you the authority? You got a funky, nasty, dangerous attitude for a USA government. And it don't take all that killing to be in charge. It don't take all that mockery to be in charge. You don't ever take anything, gangster anything from anybody. You ask people for their stuff. Yes is always yes, and no is always no. You're going to learn the hard way. I desire that you learn the easy way to respect the words yes and no. And I said no. You know, these old nasty cesspool people going to stand together in unity and strength. Throw a DNC party and pretty much yell profanity through my window. Well, you stupid big meaning we got the money. Yeah, all right, we got you. But you're going to set me up, and you is going to pay. You're going to pay what I asked for, like I just said. You're going to pay for it eternally. You can pay for it financially. You can pay for it both ways, but you're going to pay. Ain't nobody going to shut me up. That's just the bottom line.